Why looking poor is the smartest financial strategy no one talks about. What if I told you that looking poor might be the smartest financial move you'll ever make? Imagine walking into a store and being completely ignored, only to pull out a thick wad of cash and buy whatever you want. Or sitting in a meeting where everyone underestimates you until you close a deal worth millions. This is the hidden power of looking poor. Today, we'll uncover why dressing down can protect your wealth, help you make better connections, and even give you an advantage in life. And trust me, billionaires have been doing this for years. Stay with me until the end because I'll share the story of a self-made millionaire who built his empire by looking broke. The psychological and strategic advantage of looking poor. Ever heard the saying, never let them see you coming? It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a powerful financial strategy. See, when people assume you don't have money, they drop their guard. They don't try to sell you overpriced things. They don't see you as a competitor. And most importantly, they underestimate you. And that's your advantage. Let's say you're about to negotiate a deal. You walk in wearing a Rolex and a tailored Armani suit. What happens? The other person assumes you're loaded. So they inflate their prices, refuse to negotiate, and expect you to pay top dollar. But now, imagine you walk in wearing a simple hoodie, jeans, and sneakers. No flashy accessories, no expensive brands. Suddenly, the power dynamic shifts. They work harder to win you over because they think you're a budget-conscious buyer. And just like that, you walk away with a better deal, while they walk away thinking they got the best of you. This is why looking poor is actually a weapon in disguise. Just ask Sam Walton, the man who built Walmart into a global empire. Despite being worth billions, Walton drove an old beat-up pickup truck and wore simple clothes. Why? Because he understood something most people don't. When people underestimate you, they don't see you as a threat, they don't overcharge you, and they don't expect anything from you. His down-to-earth appearance allowed him to blend in, make better deals, and build relationships without people constantly trying to take advantage of him. Meanwhile, other business moguls wasted money on fancy cars and designer suits to look rich, while Walton quietly built one of the biggest retail empires in history. So ask yourself, are you playing the game to look rich or to actually be rich? Because the wealthiest people in the world, they don't care about looking successful, they care about winning. How looking rich attracts the wrong attention. Looking rich might feel good, but it also comes with a dangerous price. The moment people think you have money, you become a target. Scammers suddenly find you. Fake friends start showing up. Even your own relatives might expect handouts, and before you know it, your wealth becomes a burden instead of a blessing. This happens all the time with lottery winners. Studies show that 70% of lottery winners lose all their money within a few years. Why? Because the moment they flaunt their winnings, they attract the wrong kind of attention. Strangers ask for money. Friends suddenly need loans they never intend to repay. And worst of all, some even become victims of crime because their wealth made them a walking target. Here's an example. One lottery winner, Abraham Shakespeare, won $30 million, but his generosity attracted the wrong people. A woman befriended him, convinced him to transfer his money to her, and then she murdered him. Lesson? The more you show, the more vulnerable you become. But not everyone falls into this trap. A real-life case. In China, a businessman quietly built his fortune, secretly amassing millions, but no one knew. He dressed in plain clothes. He lived in a modest apartment. And most importantly, he told no one. Because of this, his family never pressured him for money. He avoided fake friendships, unnecessary requests, and financial stress. He could go anywhere without fear. He had financial freedom, without the burden of expectation. So here's the real question. Would you rather look rich and become a target, or be rich and live stress-free? Why the richest people look broke? Society tells us that wealth looks like designer suits, luxury cars, and private jets. But the richest people? They know better. They don't waste time or money trying to look wealthy, because they're too busy being wealthy. Take Warren Buffett, for example, the man worth over $100 billion. Most billionaires live in extravagant mansions, right? But Buffett? He still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s. No private islands. No gold-plated ceilings. Just a regular home in a quiet neighborhood. Why? Because Buffett understands something that most people don't. Wealth isn't about what you spend, it's about what you keep. He didn't become one of the richest men alive by wasting money. He became rich by being smart with it. Then there's Mark Zuckerberg, one of the wealthiest tech moguls in history. Yet every single day, he wears the same gray t-shirt and jeans. No Gucci. No designer suits. Just simplicity. But why? Because for Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and even Steve Jobs, clothing is a distraction. They don't waste mental energy deciding what to wear, they focus on building empires. And let's talk about Keanu Reeves, a man worth hundreds of millions, yet he still takes public transport instead of being chauffeured, wears simple clothes instead of designer brands, gives away millions rather than hoarding wealth. And that's because Keanu gets it. Real wealth isn't about looking rich. It's about financial freedom, security, and peace of mind. Think about it. The people obsessed with looking rich usually aren't. The people who actually are rich don't care about showing off, because at the end of the day, true wealth isn't about status symbols. It's about control over your life. The financial trap of looking rich. Here's the harsh truth. Most people aren't buying luxury because they can afford it. They're buying it to impress people they don't even like, using money they don't even have. Think about it. How many people do you know who drive luxury cars but live paycheck to paycheck? Example, a guy leases a brand new Mercedes. Every month, he struggles to make payments. He's drowning in debt. But to the world, he looks successful. Now, contrast that with someone who drives an old, reliable car but owns stocks, real estate, and cash in the bank. The first guy is flexing his wealth. The second guy is building his wealth. So, which one is actually winning? This is why the rich stay rich, because they don't waste money trying to look rich. Meanwhile, the poor stay poor because they spend everything they have just to fake success. Social media has made this even worse. People see influencers flashing designer bags, expensive watches, and exotic vacations, and they feel pressured to keep up. So they swipe their credit cards, take out loans, and trap themselves in a lifetime of financial stress. All for what? To impress people who wouldn't even notice them otherwise? The secret to real wealth is simple. The rich act poor, so they can keep getting richer. The poor act rich and stay broke trying to prove it. So, which one are you? So, now that you know the secret, will you start applying it? Or will you keep chasing the illusion of wealth? The choice is yours, but the power to take control of your financial future is in your hands. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to Raveling Money, and let me know in the comments, what's the smartest financial decision you've ever made? I'm looking forward to hearing your stories. Until next time, remember, it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter with your money. Take care and keep unraveling the path to financial freedom.